Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Love for Intuitive Astrology. My name is Michelle and I'm an intuitive astrologer. I combine my knowledge of astrology with my intuition, and this will be reflected in this video. So today I will talk about the upcoming new moon, annular solar eclipse in the sign of Libra, which will happen on the 2nd of October at 10 degrees and 3 minutes. Okay, so check in your chart if you have any planets in Libra around 10 degrees, because then you will be highly impacted. So I'm going to start off with what this new moon means in general, what the solar eclipse means, and then we're going through each and every single sign. So you can watch your sun sign, but mainly I would say your rising sign, okay? And if you want, also your moon sign. Before we start, I opened my retreat center. I'm going to do intuitive astrology retreats, and they will be happening monthly. It will be astrology workshops, how to remove blocks from your body. We're going to use actual techniques to really break your karmic cycles. We're going to use astrology. We're going to use meditation techniques. So I'm so excited about this. And this is something I've done in my own life. I've taken all the steps. I've done a lot of research. And I'm really ready to share that with you, so you can also step into your highest potential. Okay, so this eclipse, let's talk about it. So when we have an annular solar eclipse, it means that the moon is going in between the earth and the sun, blocking the sunlight. Now, this is not a total solar eclipse, which we had at the beginning of this year, but it's an annular, and it's almost like a ring of fire that's going to appear, okay? So it's not completely blocking the sunlight, but it's in the middle. So we have kind of a ring around it, which is pretty cool. So check out if you can see it from the location where you are at. And then we look at the sign of Libra. Libra is the sign of the scales. It likes balance. So naturally, this sign is looking at everything that is out of balance. So that's why it's often referred as justice or injustice. Where do we need to set the scales right? So this is going to be very important. What else needs to be balanced? Relationships, right? One-on-one relationships, romantic relationships. How are you dealing with clients? Okay, do you need a new process to work with your clients? Or how are your relationship with your friends one-on-one? Do you think you need to change something? Because Libra wants to relate. It's give and take, right? It's breathing in, breathing out. So where is there an imbalance that needs to be set straight? And very often this is something that's going to happen naturally, okay? You don't have to force anything. Imagine being in a situation where you build up, like you're feeling that you've had enough. Naturally, you're going to break through, end something, and start something new. This is usually what happens on eclipses. It's like, I cannot no longer take this anymore. And that's why you're going to end it and then start something else, or starting a new journey alone or with someone else, which is going to be a very central theme, because it has to do a lot with relationships, also romantic relationships. So this year and the upcoming year is really all around relationships. So we're seeing a lot of breakups, but also people coming back together from the past, as the South Node is bringing back people from the past. And it's all about, are you now at the same frequency? Because you match with someone when you are in the same vibration. And sometimes you are in a different, vibration from your friends or from your romantic partner, okay? How are you going to solve it? Is there a way to solve it? Because I'm all for first solving something before leaving, right? But if things are unbearable for you or for the both of you, then a decision needs to be made. Okay, so this is a big theme, and everything that you're feeling is not righteous it's not, it doesn't feel balanced for you, it's going to be set straight. And we have a square with Mars, okay? So Mars is very passionate, but it's in a water sign. And water likes to go with the flow. Let's, see where it takes us, kind of how intuition works. That's why people with a lot of water in their chart are very intuitive, because they can go with the flow, which means intuition can flow through them. And water has memory, okay? Water can keep memories, which also relates to things from the past. That's why Cancer very often, because it's also in the 4th house, is related to your family, your past, your ancestral lines, okay? And with Mars there, it's like you're gonna have to work with your passion and go with the flow. So if Mars is going to be too impulsive, the water is gonna switch off the fire. It's gonna say like, you know what, take it easy. I don't feel it in my intuition yet. I don't feel that I need to do something. So this is not the right time. So now it's really following your intuition when it comes to making decisions. And I've seen that because we're being so thrown with information, scrolling. The outside world is giving us so much information that we're losing touch of our own intuition, right? That we're losing touch with our own inner being, which is so important, because once your intuition is on, switched on, life will be so much easier. And when you start to trust yourself and being in alignment with who you are, you will become stronger with your boundaries, you will become stronger with your decisions, and you will have a stronger direction in your life, okay? So the more you listen to that feeling, the more you can clear things that are no longer serving you and accept things that are right for you. Because sometimes we don't even see what is right for us, right? We're going for things that maybe are not so good for us because they look exciting, and it usually has to do with trauma bonding. Okay, and I know this like no one else, that falling for the wrong people, the wrong friends because they are exciting, and usually they teach you something that you have to learn, right? And if you go to any type of extreme, you need to balance between the two extremes, okay? So a big breakthrough, according to your intuition, that we have Venus in a trine with Mars, okay? And Venus is in a water sign. And Scorpio, right? Venus is in Scorpio, and Scorpio is quite intense. It likes to feel love very intensely, okay? And then Venus is also in a trine with Saturn. So there is a bit of a seriousness there as well, okay? So maybe if you want to create art, because Libra is the sign of art, Scorpio is really good at feeling and this intensity. So if you're in any type of artistic job, this could be a really big breakthrough for you, and maybe it is time to come forward with whatever you're doing. And art can be music, it can be writing, painting, dancing, okay? There's many different art forms. If you are technical and you're creating games or websites, it's also art, okay? So it's all about your creative expression, and your creative expression might be very different from other people, okay? Because I feel that any type of expression where you put your energy into can be art, okay? The question is, can you sell it? I mean, that's a different question, but the expression of art and your artistic expression is very valid, and I think we should definitely work with that, especially with this beautiful air energy and this beautiful water energy. Okay, we have Mars in a square with Chiron. Okay, so we are facing something painful. It is at 5 degrees, so it's not really close. Okay, it's 5 degrees aspecting. It's not but it's close enough to feel, okay? So maybe it's something you are scared to stand up for yourself. You're gonna doubt, like, should I say this? Should I do this? Should I go for this? But now you have the time to heal it, because Jupiter is in the mix. It's in a sextile and a close one with Chiron. So now you have the time to really start to believe in yourself and heal that wound, because Chiron is in Aries, and Aries is about leadership. it's about your identity, right? It rules the first house. So what is stopping you from really expressing yourself in authentic ways? And this is also important in relationships, because how can you be in a healthy relationship if you are not authentic in yourself, if you are not fully embracing who you are? How can you expect someone else to do that equally? Okay, so these questions will come up. Doesn't matter if it's romantic relationships, friendships, or anything, because if you're not fully expressing your authentic self, it's really hard for people to love you for who you are, right? So first you have to be that. And that's why they say fully love yourself first, and then you can attract someone that is good for you. And even with me in the past, you know, I thought like, if I act this way or this way, maybe people like me more. And now I'm just like, I'm gonna be me, and you know, people are maybe not gonna like me or not gonna be enthusiastic about who I am, and that's okay, right? That's okay. We are not for everyone, but that's why we find friends. That's why we filter. And we have to filter, because if we don't filter, we end up pleasing others and losing yourself in the process. And you know, these were hard lessons that, for example, I had to really learn, and had to it took some time to really get there, and that had to do with my upbringing as well, right? So it's really important to give yourself the space to become the person you want to be and you're most happy to be. Okay, I'm gonna have a sip of water. Okay, so what else can I tell you? I think I'm ready to go to all the signs. Okay, we have Mars as well in a square with Mercury, so there might be a passionate conversation coming out of nowhere. It could be a spicy conversation, but it could be something that needs to be talked about. Okay. With Mars, I mean, Mars in a fire sign is very of a go-getter. Mars in water is gonna be a little bit frustrated, okay? So there might be some frustrating energy, but sometimes frustration is good, because how else can you change things? Like, people don't want to be in these uncomfortable feelings anymore, but actually this is your biggest transformation. Sit in this pain, sit in the uncomfortable feelings, and that's how you transform, and that's how you remove the blocks, right? And the same with discipline. People say, oh, things are happening for you and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but you have to do something. You also have to work. You have to get up and have a routine and take care of yourself. And that takes discipline. But when you eat right, and when you really feel good in your body, when you're moving and eating organic and eating well, you have more energy. You become more excited. It will be easier for you to work. So it's good to start these kind of routines, okay? Anyways, I'm going a bit off track, but you know, if you're on my channel, you're used to that. I like to inspire. That's why I started doing this passion in the first place, right? I really want to make a difference in your life. And I really all did the steps myself. So I'm not just talking from air, like I studied in a book, like you see behind me. I do read books, but you know, a lot of things are also coming from experience, studying, and you know, things that work and things that don't work. And I made a lot of mistakes. I don't know if you know human design, but I'm a 3/5. I made a lot of mistakes, still probably making them, but I'm teaching you to, I'm teaching people how to not avoid them, but maybe accept them, and how to, yeah, make life less harsh. Because that's why I love working with Pluto. I like to work with challenging aspects, because it's the most difficult charts that can be the most rewarding charts. And, you know, I don't want people to feel doomed, because there are opportunities for everyone. You just have to break these karmic cycles. So let's start with the signs. I'm excited. Let's start with Aries. So Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, let me get you here. So we have this new moon, annular solar eclipse in your 7th house. So this is like Libra is ruling the 7th house. You have Libra in the 7th house. So this is all about your relationships, patterns in your relationships. Where are you done with Aries? What is a pattern in your relationships, romantic relationships, your one-on-one relationship with clients, with friends? What is it that you're kind of done with? Are you giving too much? Are you giving too little? Have you stopped trusting people? These subjects will come up and the South Node is ready to cut them off. This eclipse is like, I want to let this go. So you might let go of a certain relationship, of a difficult client that's making your life maybe difficult. And because Chiron is in the 1st house, in your sign, you might find it difficult sometimes to step into your own power. Naturally, Aries, you are like this go-getter. You are this leader. And you thrive on authenticity. But with Chiron, especially if you have your sun, moon, or rising around 21 degrees, you're going to feel this Chiron. And it's kind of preventing you from fully stepping into where you want to be. And maybe you want to please others in order to stay in a relationship. And this is not working, because if you give too much, one goes down, other goes up, right? It has to be in the middle, give and take. So how can you balance this more equally? Mars is in your 4th house. This has to do with your home situation, your family. So your family might be involved in this, in your romantic relationship. It could be that they're helping you, or they're having opinions about it. Another thing during this eclipse could be your home situation, your housing situation. There could be some disagreements with your landlord, okay? Or the place that you're living. There might be something that needs to be rebuilt, or you're starting a new project. And now finally you're like, you know, let's do this. Let's change this situation, so things are more balanced in your relationships. And most important, because the North Node is also in your 1st house, is that you follow your own guidance and that you do not give up on your own identity to please others. I'm getting plenty of material things, okay? So some of you have been saving money. You've been plenty of material things. Yeah, been saving money, having more income. And this income is going to come when you are more balanced within yourself. Pluto is rounding up in your 10th house. And it's still in Capricorn, but it's going to go in the sign of Aquarius by the end, or in November. So now it's important to really round up and finish your working situation, and knowing that you are worthy of materials, knowing that you are worthy of being visible, and you don't have to stay with a boss or authority figure that's putting you down. At the same time, Pluto will test you the other way around. Don't create too much ego when you are the boss, okay? It's the fine line in the middle that's gonna get you the furthest. Warning, you have a problem either now or in the future. So it's more about making decisions, okay? Not pointing the finger at other people, but really looking at what you can do. And this is really hard. This was something I had to realize. I was blaming other people for doing things to me, but ultimately I realized it's me who did that to me, because I allowed those people to do that to me. And that was a huge revelation, right? It's like, yes, maybe they do that to me, but I allowed that, right? Because my doors were open to the wrong people. So I told them that it's okay, right? So ultimately, I did that to me. Good advice from a wise person. Okay, so some of you have had some obstacles, but you're ready to let that go, because the owl is about wisdom. So you gain enough wisdom to realize what your next steps are going to be. And yeah, it's time to move on to the next phase. And a lot of you are going through this massive spiritual awakening right now with Saturn in the 12th house. You're breaking your subconscious patterns, which are gonna help you grow, and especially in romantic relationships, because Venus is in the 8th house, it's trining Saturn. So yeah, you're growing and you're breaking a lot of cycles, especially in your romantic partnerships. You could also similarly meet someone new right now, or someone from the past could be coming back. Just give it a chance, see where it takes you. If that is something you're ready to let go of, then yes, let go. Cut cords with old partners that no longer serve you, because you can be stuck with someone for years, right? For years, this person can come in your mind and you're like, why do I keep thinking about this person? I don't want anything to do with them. It's because you still have energetic cords with them. So it's time to cut them. So anyways, that's my message for you, my amazing Aries. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. If you're interested in an astrology, intuitive astrology retreat, check my description box below. And I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Taurus. Taurus, Sun and Rising. Okay, so for you, we have this new moon, annular solar eclipse in your 6th house. So this has to do with your health, your routines. Is that truly balanced, or are you doing too much and then you crash and then you do too little? Okay, so it's important that you find the right balance, the right time to wake up, and the right routine, the right food. I'm saying everything right because Jupiter, because Libra is a righteous sign. Okay, so it's really important that you stay balanced, not do too much or too little. You have to find this fine line in the middle. Okay, Jupiter in your 2nd house could bring a lot of potential income, especially if you're a Taurus rising. So this could even be 2 streams of income, because Gemini can often bring 2 streams of income in the 2nd house. Mars is in the 3rd house, so be aware with work. Okay, with work, because some of you are letting go of a job around this time. You're like, I'm gonna quit my job, I'm done with it. And Mars is there could be some problems with communication at work with your colleagues, and either you're gonna resolve it, but take some time, because the North Node in the 12th house is telling you take some rest. Take some time before making decisions, or take some rest after you leave a job, okay? But if it can be resolved, then definitely go for that. Okay, let's get you a card. Increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. So maybe it's time to go after what it is that you want to do. Maybe it's time to go after your passion, make money with that. Could be that you start doing that on the side and slowly working towards that goal. Okay, dealing with relationships with a younger woman. 3rd house is also your siblings. Success is sure with good plans. So maybe your sibling is gonna kind of kick you in the, you know, like, let's go for what it is that you want, what's holding you back. Okay, this could be your sister or your sibling that's gonna tell you like, hey, come on, let's go. You need to go after what it is that you want to do. If you have any siblings, right? Also, when it comes to transport, maybe transport to work is a bit difficult, and you need to talk with your work about maybe working more from home or finding different ways to get to work. So that's my message for you, my amazing Taurus. If you liked this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below how this resonates with you, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much for being here. Let's move on to Gemini. So Gemini, Sun and Rising, especially if you are a Sun, Moon, Rising at 10 degrees, we have a beautiful trine with this new moon, solar eclipse in Libra, which is in your 5th house. So this theme is about romance, everything romantic. And this is about letting go of maybe a past love, letting go of what is no longer serving you in romantic relationships. Maybe you're done with looking for excitement, you're done dating, okay? You could be dating someone from the past similarly, okay? So you're either letting go or both, and that could be leading into someone coming back. But you're determined to break patterns when it comes to romance, okay? So if you had third-party situations or like all this difficulty, that's not balance, that's not Libra. Libra likes balance, it likes beauty, okay? So see what is out of balance so you can restore that, so you can really be in a healthy situation. Then the 5th house is about creativity. So there could be a new hobby that you're starting, or you're picking a hobby from the past that you used to love doing and that you kind of gave up because maybe you wanted to spend more time with your friends, or work is taking up a lot of space. So now is the time to maybe pick that hobby up, and this could even lead to a job or something that you want to do full time, right? We also have Venus in the 6th house, and it's in a trine with Saturn in the 10th. So this really has to do with your work, and you're going to get a little bit of a boost, right? With your creativity, with your ideas, and what it is that you want to do. So really listen to your intuition. Jupiter in the 1st house is also supporting you and really giving you the courage to do something else, that maybe is making you a lot more happy. So these thoughts are going to come up, but Saturn in the 10th house have been making work a bit tough. So maybe you had to stay in a job, work on the side on something else. So slowly you're growing, but you're definitely getting there. Then 5th house is children, okay? If you don't want to get pregnant, be careful. And at the same time, be careful if you're pregnant, okay? Don't move too much, because we have a square with Mars. It's in the 2nd house. So you could be making like weird movements that you shouldn't do, okay? So stay safe, be calm around these days, around the 2nd of October. At the same time, we have 5th house in a square with Mars in the 2nd, so money. So romantic partner and money, there could be some stuff going on there, or you know, your hobby could be taking up a lot of money, or your children, so just be aware with that. But anything that is imbalanced when it comes to children as well, that need to be restored, it will come up. You will hear rain in the background, okay? This is not some kind of Hertz music or something. This is rain. That's why I was filming inside today. Okay, go back to the basics. So maybe the solution is not so difficult as you think it is. Sometimes we are overcomplicating. We're making things so complicated because we think the solution is complicated. And sometimes it's actually easier than you think. New creative ideas, look at that, Gemini. 200 cards, new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. There you go. And the sun is coming up. The sun is coming up. Sunrise, look at that. The sun is starting to come up. So things are starting to get easier. And you're starting to have a lot more creative ideas. Maybe you're a bit in a fight, like how can I make money with this? How can I make this work? But it's gonna come, okay? These ideas are gonna come to you. So that's my message for you, my amazing Geminis. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below how this resonates with you, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much for being here. Let's move on to Cancer. Just gonna have a sip of water. Okay, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this new moon, annular solar eclipse in the sign of Libra in your 4th house. And this has all to do with your family situation. Okay, so there might be some things in your family that need to be rebalanced. We have a square with Mars in the 1st house. So you maybe need to stand up for yourself, Cancer. You maybe need to tell people in your family, like, this is who I am, this is what I want to do. And there needs to be a spicy conversation to make things straight, but also balanced, because sometimes you have to create a bit of uncomfortable feelings and you have to be honest. And that's sometimes so difficult, but it's going to help you in the long run, because hiding part of yourself or hiding something or not being truly honest is always going to hurt you in the end. So it's better to be open, to speak up, no matter how difficult it is, okay? But it's going to help you in the long term. So you want to balance your family situation. This could also be related to your housing situation or your home situation. Is there something you need to stand up about when it comes to your house, buying a house, selling a house, redecorating? If something is not going in the right way, you have to have justice and stand up for yourself. Similarly, when, because fourth house is about your roots. So being grounded, being rooted in yourself is very, very important, okay? Let me get you a card. You have Venus in the 5th house in a beautiful trine with Saturn in the 9th. So maybe you're traveling with someone romantic, okay? And this would be something more serious, okay? A lot of you are either traveling a lot with Saturn in the 9th house, or it's just like work is preventing you from traveling or certain situations. But you could be traveling around this day. Position of authority, okay? So the better you are seated, look, this is a chair. The more you are seated, the more you are stuck, the more you are rooted in your 4th house, in your own confidence, in the roots, in where you come from, the more you can be authority, which is the 10th house, because work has been a bit difficult for you sometimes, especially with Chiron in the 10th house. But the more you are grounded and you are secure on the inside, the more you will show it on the outside. Short journey. Like I said, some of you are taking a short trip, okay? Some of you like horse riding, like me. I love horses, and there's so many around, and we can't wait to have horses here. Like when we have the opportunity, yep. I want to do retreats, and we have big plans with animals, but I have to be patient, okay? Because then I want to work with volunteers and horses and animals, and oh, I love animals. They're so amazing. Victory in some endeavor. So you're working towards success, and this is, this looks like the sign of Aries, which is your 10th house. So maybe you're working on something, but you need to find the root and the confidence to step forward with it and to really show yourself to the world. And especially you're going to do that when Jupiter is going in your sign next year. Now you're rounding up a lot of things, okay? And you're finding the confidence, your roots to make it happen. So keep doing that, Cancer. You're on the right track. I'm so proud of you, and thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you next time. So let's move on to Leo. So Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, for you, we have this new moon, Annular Solar Eclipse in the sign of Libra in the 3rd house, which is all about traveling. This is about short trips. Maybe you're going back to a place that you really, really liked. Because the South Node is often bringing you back to a certain place. It could be that you go back and you don't like it anymore, okay? Maybe this is not something I want to go back to. It could be that you're feeling drawn to maybe visit someone romantically, okay? So you're taking a short trip to visit someone romantically, or looking for a potential home. Maybe you're looking at a place where you could potentially move to. You have Jupiter in the 11th house. This is amazing position for networking, surrounding yourself with people, conferences, networking. I already said that. Yeah, friends, new friendship communities, and all that stuff. So, sorry. I feel my nose is a bit closed, but it's okay. We're gonna continue. We have a square with Mars. So Mars is in the 12th house, okay? 12th house is all to do with everything hidden, the subconscious. It's everything from past life related, okay? So there could be a trip and it's gonna feel maybe familiar. It could be feeling familiar, something you've been in a past life, but it could be very uncomfortable. I don't want to be here. I feel uncomfortable in this place, okay? So at the same time, Mars in the 12th house could represent hidden enemies, which can come forward. So people who have been maybe gossiping a little. This could have been your siblings or family, okay? But it will come forward during this eclipse and it will show you, who is right for you and who is not. But definitely you're going to meet new friends and people that are going to be part of your tribe. It's just really important to filter and not allow too many people in, Leo. The third house is also all about studying. So maybe you're picking up an old study that what you've been studying before, you left it and you're going to pick it up again. And maybe you want to add something to this study, okay? And this is a study that is going to balance you and that's going to help you on your journey, okay? Because we have real journeys, but we have also mental journeys, right? Because the third and the ninth house is physical journey and mental journey. So what is taking you on a mental journey, Leo? Okay. Successfully overcoming a problem. So you're gonna go from A to B. You're going to step over to a new beginning, a new start, something that's going to help you be more balanced in the future. So whatever it is that you need to rebalance, also the way you communicate. Maybe you're going to use a different approach. Like if you're in sales or something, you could be making a new process or a new approach to approaching clients. Approaching. Family sorrow. So it's time to resolve family sorrow, okay? Because we have Venus in the 4th house in Scorpio. This is cycles. It's in a trine with Saturn in the 8th house. 8th house is ruled by Scorpio. So you can break some family cycles right now. And a lot of you that are watching, you are breaking your family karma, okay? So maybe they've done things a certain way and they were teaching you that because, you know, what you're being taught, you're gonna give to your kids. And that's why the cycle keeps happening until you do something else. Until what you see is no longer functioning, no longer working, it's time to let it go. So you can have your good luck. Look at that. Because sometimes, you know, the way things were going before doesn't always mean it's gonna be good forever, right? And that's why we have Pluto in Capricorn. We're going to question this authority. We're going to question, is that working for us still? Is that still the same? Because we are evolving, we are changing. And sometimes the systems that we know is not the systems that are working, okay? And, you know, if you had an awakening, then things become very, very clear, okay? Anyways, because Pluto is rounding up in Capricorn and it will go into Aquarius. So for you personally as well, authority over your body. So what are you going to give yourself when it comes to food, when it comes to routines? How are you functioning best in your job? What food do you need to fully function on your best, okay? So that's my message for you, my amazing Leos. Keep shining. And I wish you all the best. And until next time, thank you so much for being here. Let's move on to Virgo. So Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this new moon, annular solar eclipse in Libra in your 2nd house. This is all about money. So money situations. This is about money management, and the South Node in Libra has been draining your money. It's been, you know, even if you earn it, it's like there's a hole in your hand and just things are, you know, money is going out very, very quickly. So it's good for you to have good money management, but now there could be new money coming in or more money coming in. How are you going to manage that? The 2nd house is also about your self-worth. So how are you looking at yourself? Are you going to look at yourself in different ways? Because the way you perceive yourself is not always how other people perceive you, right? But if you start to doubt yourself, other people start to doubt you. And it's important to really see your value and be honest with yourself. Like, what do I need to improve? And what am I doing really, really well? Because sometimes with Virgos, and I have a lot of amazing Virgos that I do readings for. I'm a Virgo myself, so I know this situation. We always think things can be better, you know, and sometimes that results into us being so good, trying so hard that other people don't value it anymore because it's more comfortable to have you in a lower position because you would do all the hard work so other people can shine on your stuff, okay? And it's good to know your value, to know your worth and put a price tag on it. Like, I'm not saying you need to ask for outrageous prices, but that you're not working for free because it accommodates other people, okay? So really know your value, especially with Jupiter in the 10th house. You have such major opportunities to shine and to be seen by people, especially Virgo risings right now. You can have a huge career shift. You can have a lot of visibility. So work with that, you know, work with that. We have Saturn in the 7th house, trining Venus in the 3rd. Some of you are taking a trip to visit someone, a loved one, or someone that you're seeing, or a relationship, or going on a trip together. Saturn in the 7th house is making relationships a bit strained, a bit more cold, and some karmic patterns are coming up for you to resolve them. Because if we don't know what's going on and how you can improve stuff, right? Like if everything stays the same, then we can never grow. And I know Virgo, a lot of you are super, you love growing, right? But we have to do it in a way that's organic. Achoo. Oh, okay, sorry. Celebration, fun, and enjoyment. Okay, so it's time to have some fun as well. Mars is in the 11th house. It's in a square with the 2nd, so no lending money for friends. If you want to pay something for friends, make sure that you really want to do that. But maybe it's time for some fun, okay? Just watch your money. Just watch your money a little bit. Make sure that because sometimes when you earn more, you're going to spend more and you're going to forget about it. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming, okay? So there is a huge transformation happening. So take your time and make sure to balance your self-worth, your income, your materials, like everything. What do you want to own? What do you need for something? What do I need to do to get there? So make some kind of money plan, okay? So that's my message for you. My amazing Virgos, if you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below how this resonates with you. And I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much for being here. Let's move on to Libra. First of all, happy birthday, my amazing sun sign Libras. Let me know if some of you have your birthday on the 2nd of October. That's going to be a really big changing year for you, okay? But if you have any planets around 10 degrees or close to 10 degrees, even though it's your sun or your moon or your Mercury, because Mercury is very often very close, it's already a huge change in the way, you know, you're going to operate, in the way that planet operates. So check which planet you have there. And you have it in a square with Mars in the 10th house. So whatever is happening, when it comes to your identity, it's going to have an impact in your job, okay? So maybe you're like, I've had enough people putting me down. You're going to stand up for yourself. And this is going to have a massive impact in your job situation, in the way you... people perceive you or see you at work, okay? So there is definitely some tension going on, but this tension is maybe necessary. You need to stand up for yourself. The same in relationships, Libra. It's time to value yourself, to have this equality, equal give and take. So if there's more giving or more taking, It's going to bring you out of balance when it comes to your identity, because your identity is heavily related to one-on-one relationships. So you like to relate to others. So if there's more giving or more taking, your identity will be a bit shaky, okay? So now you're going to look at how can I improve my identity, and there could be some discussions also about money, because Venus in the second house is in a trine with Saturn in the sixth. So you've had a lot of responsibility at work, a lot of you, or you can't find a job. This is also a situation. So there is a bit of a stress factor when it comes to work, and now you're going to maybe ask for more money, or you're going to put more value on yourself. And Saturn wants you to really put in the right time management for everything, okay? So are you focusing too little or too much at work? Maybe you've been a bit absent, focusing on romance instead of work. So it needs to have the right balance, okay? Work and relationships. And if you're not in the right relationship, if that person doesn't value your identity, there will be big question marks there. And the universe will really help you see what you're worth of, and is that the person you're with? And for some of you, some from the past is coming back, okay? And this could be either your person, or it could be a lesson to make you see what you're worthy of. September. So September might have been a big month for you in relationships, or in the way you in the way you see yourself, okay? That's also when your season started, so there will be more emphasis on your lessons, and also on what it is that you need or you want. Relationship with a man, okay? This could be for people who are in a relationship with a man. A meeting with a stranger could be important. So you might be meeting someone new that's going to help you with work, that's going to help you maybe that's someone romantically, okay? But make sure you keep thinking clear and you choose someone that values you for who you are, okay? Instead of adjusting to the other person, because some of you do that. You like the idea of romance. A lot of you like the idea of romance, and there's nothing wrong with that, because you're ruled by Venus. You like this relationship, this stability, but how far are you going for that? Is that something that's healthy for you, or is that something that is are you stepping too much out of yourself to make it work? And this is so important, because you need to learn how to balance, okay? So you will go through some extremes before you balance, okay? So that's my message for you, my amazing Libras. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below how this resonates with you. I also do astrology retreats. You can find more in the description box below. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate you. And happy birthday. I wish you an amazing, amazing time. Until next time, let's go to Scorpio. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You are in the waiting for your season. And Libra, this new moon solar eclipse in Libra is in your 12th house. So this is the time to rest, to self-reflect. And with Jupiter in the 8th house, you have a massive opportunity to do a lot of self-healing, to remove a lot of blocks that are preventing you from having a healthy relationship, if that's something that you want. Even if you are in a relationship, it's time to let go of the past or of past lives. So you can do a hypnosis, cutting cords, and focusing on healing yourself when it comes to especially relationships or one-on-one relationships, okay? So you're going to think about who is serving you still and who is no longer serving you. You'll get a lot of answers when it comes to one-on-one relationships, and maybe there was a subconscious pattern where you felt like that was a good friendship or a good relationship, but in reality, maybe it wasn't fully serving you, okay? So you have Venus in the 1st house, so this is making you very, very magnetic, Scorpio. And this Venus is in a trine with Saturn in the 5th house. So maybe you want to spend some time with your partner. And, you know, for the people that are single and you're dating, Saturn in the 5th house is really telling you, I'm going either all in or I'm not having a relationship at all. Okay, you're looking for something serious. And this Venus could also give you a boost in your creativity. So if you felt a bit blocked with Saturn in the 5th house and your creativity didn't really open up, with Libra there in the 12th house, it's forcing you to rest, to really be by yourself for a little while and to channel your ideas. And there could be a lot of creativity coming out of that. So that is your high potential there. And there's a square with Mars in the 9th house. So you're going to question whatever it is that you believe in, your beliefs in the world and where you are at. And there could be some huge awakening happening that is questioning some things, okay? You're starting to question, which is really a Scorpio trait. You question a lot of things and you're like a little bit of a skeptic because it's like, you know, I trust you once you've proven yourself to me, which is, I think, also a good trait because in this world, unfortunately, we cannot open the doors to everyone. We have to see first, who do we have here? And open the door bit by bit and see what you have. Because Scorpio, you're very, very loyal. So you're looking for people on the long term, okay? You're looking for a long-term relationship, long-term friendships. And if you're not looking for that, you would be also very clear about it, okay? Very upfront. If you are operating from your highest, Scorpio, you know, you're the only sign with 3 layers. So it's best for you to go from the highest point. And from that point, you can be very transformative for a lot of people. So super important. Let me get you a card. Card for my Scorpios. Solid foundation, success with effort. Look at that. A lot of you are working towards something and, you know, maybe you are working behind the scenes. You're doing a lot behind the scenes too. How do you say that? Make it more perfect, perfectionate, whatever it is that you're doing, okay? The tower is not falling. You're building a tower. So you can overlook and see things for the way they are. If you're going on a holiday around this time, make sure to rest a lot. This is not a time for very active holidays, okay? Personal sorrow, you will be taken care of. Someone new is entering your life, okay? So some of you have been going through a bit of a tough time. Also, Pluto is very close for some of you to your 4th house cusp. And at the same time, if you are, because now Pluto is at 29 degrees in Capricorn, but early degree Sun, Moon, Rising Scorpios, you're going to have Pluto in a square with your sign, which is bringing a lot of cleanups, okay? So the Sun is your father, so you could, if you have a square with the Sun, it's going to be a lot about your identity, your father. If it's with the Moon, it will be a lot with you and your mother. So a lot of stuff that have been hidden will come to the surface. So you have been transforming and this could have been very painful, but it's also bringing you towards the right direction, okay? And very soon when Jupiter will be in Cancer, it will be an amazing time for traveling. So a lot of things to be excited about. So take a rest, do your meditations and really connect spiritually because you can get a lot of answers around this time. So that's my message for you. My amazing Scorpios, if you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below how this resonates with you. If you're interested in astrology retreats, you find more details in the description box below. And I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for being here. Let's move on to Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Libra in your 11th house. This is about friendships. This is about fun. And you are going to revise some friendships, okay? Who is right for you, who is not right for you. We have it with a square with Mars. So there might be a bit of a tricky conversation with a friend. Is this someone I want to you know, still relate with, connect with. Someone from the past might be coming back. And you need to talk some things through and see if you want to continue this relationship, this friendship, right? Because for you with Libra in the 11th house, your relationship with your friends is very important and you like them to be harmonious and balanced. So when they're not harmonious and balanced, it's like you're kind of taking a step back, you know. I don't want to deal with that, especially Sagittarius rising, okay? You want things to be okay with your friends. Jupiter in the 7th house is great for love. So some of you Sagittarius are going to get married. You're going to meet someone that, you know, could be a very beautiful vibrational match. So the better you are in your own body, the better you feel, the more you will find someone that is aligned with you, okay? Because I always say Jupiter, astrology is like the weather report, okay? So when Jupiter is in the 7th house, make sure you're ready to perceive love, okay? If you're still in your old pain, your old traumas, you might not even see the right person for you, okay? And I've had this in my past. I really was attracted to the wrong people because simply I didn't love myself enough yet. So I couldn't even see the people that were really into me, that were so good. And I just passed them, okay? It took a long time for me to realize that when I love myself, I will choose someone that's good for me. And I will no longer accept all these toxic people that are betraying me because I simply don't allow them in anymore. I'm just like, no. And that's how I attracted my current partner. And I had also Jupiter in the 7th house. I just want to say, like, you know, when you work on that, the universe will present someone that is at your level and that can really be super supportive for you. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I want to draw a card for my Sag. So with Mars in the 8th house, be careful, okay? Don't do any like weird stunts or tricks. It's not the time to do that. No show-offs to your friends, especially men. I mean, there's some women out there, but I think men are more risky. Okay, women. Oh. What do we have? No. Oh my God. This is crazy. Do you know what card fell out? And there are like literally 200 cards. Be careful, do not take risks. This is no joke. Alignment with the universe. That's crazy. Alignment with the universe. So, Sag, your ward, you have Mars in the 8th house in a square with the 11th. So, do not take risks. Even though if people are telling you to do something and you're not comfortable with it, don't do it. That was creepy. Happiness and well-being. So look at that. You are working on your happiness and well-being. Also with Saturn in the 4th house, you're really working on your stability and feeling good about yourself. So well done. Don't take risks. You get a double, I love how things are aligned. That's crazy. Anyways, be careful. Keep shining, have good boundaries and really set them where they need to be. And I really hope you have so much love and beauty in your life because you deserve it. Thank you so much for watching, my lovely Sag. And until next time, let's move on to Capricorn. So, my Caps, Sun, Moon and Rising. For you, we have this new moon, annular solar eclipse in Libra in your 10th house. 10th house is all about your career. So there's a big shift happening for you guys because some of you are shifting work completely, doing one thing and going to do something completely else. If you were working in a partnership, you might actually break free from this partnership and working on your own again. Changing jobs, shifting jobs, okay? And it could be that your friends are right now helping you with that. Maybe you want to spend some time with your friends with the Venus in the 11th house. It's in a trine with Mars in the 7th and also with Saturn in the third. So we have a grand trine in water. So your partner can be supporting you, your friends, and you know, they will help you with your communication. Because with Saturn in the third house, sometimes you're feeling that the way you say things or the way you speak up is a bit misunderstood. It can create like, either you're not speaking up and you're holding things back, or you're saying something and people don't take it very well. So with Saturn, take your time, be prepared. You can let your partner or your friends help you. And you can speak up in your job, or maybe you need to do more advertisement. Need to be a little bit louder about what it is that you're doing, okay? Because a lot of you Capricorns, you want to do everything the right way, which I super admire. But also you need to speak up and maybe sell yourself a little bit, okay? This is also Venus in the 11th house, right? It's really networking and telling people that you're actually doing something. Because if you don't tell someone, and I mean, some people like it and some people feel like you're promoting yourself too much. Like, don't do that, right? But if you don't speak about something, people cannot relate to it. And Libra is all about relating. I need to relate to what you're doing. So you have to kind of sell it. Protect it from negative forces beyond your control. So there are people that maybe were saying like, oh, this is not for you. Maybe you should do this, that, and that because it makes better money. But happiness and well-being, your happiness and well-being, Capricorn, is more important. You have Jupiter also in the 6th house. So this is making a beautiful boost, you know, for your career. So you can definitely do something else, change jobs, or maybe get some compliments, like people are really complimenting you on what you're doing. And especially in November, and November is big, Capricorn, because Pluto is finally going out of your sign, and it's about time because it's been in your sign for so long. It's rounding up things, so it's pretty big for you. You're rounding up a huge I don't know how to say that right in English, a huge cycle. Look at that, in November, and it's going into Capricorn. So you're done with you know, all the cycles that kept repeating itself. And only if you are a very, very late Capricorn, you know, Sun, Moon, and Rising, you're still dealing with Pluto. But for all the other people that it's over 5 degrees away from Pluto, you're good. You know, this influence is not so strong anymore. And it's going more about your money and your own cycle of boundaries and strength, and you know, all these things. You've worked on them by now. You will be receiving a precious gift, okay? So what is making your work life more balanced? What do you need to feel fully aligned and happy with your work, okay? You will be rewarded for making the decision that is best for you, and listen to your intuition when it comes to the timing. Spiritual guidance, protection from harm, you know, like some of you are even have left a relationship and you're gonna change jobs now, or have left a business partnership and you're gonna do it by yourself now. You're gonna go in a different direction, and it has to be a direction that is mostly balanced for you. And even with the South Node in the 10th house, some of you are going back to an old job, but you're definitely going to discuss different terms, okay? I'm going to come back, but you know what? Let's discuss salary. Let's discuss what is suiting me best. Because if people take you back, that means you've done a really good job and they really want to work with you again, okay? So promote yourself, show the world where you're at, what you're doing, what your passion is, and see the balance. What can you do? Because sometimes you have to invest in order to get something back. What are you investing to get something back, to keep the skills aligned? So that's something to think about, Capricorn. That's my message for you. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below how this resonates with you, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Aquarius. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You have this new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Libra in your 9th house, in your fellow air sign. And this is about you versus the world, versus the universe. And you like to have a good relationship with and connection with the universe, okay? You love to travel, okay? Traveling, and it's in an air sign. So this is about going to the mountains. Maybe you want to do some hike. Could be that you're going back to a place where you've been before, and this may or may not be something that you want to do again, but you might be drawn to a place visiting someone overseas romantically, a romantic partner, okay? Because a lot of you, especially Aquarius rising, you're drawn to foreign partners, partners from other countries or other cultures. Because you like learning about different cultures and you love to relate them to yourself. So if you're traveling, it could be that work could be a bit demanding. So you're away, you're like, leave me alone, I'm on a trip, I don't want to work. And there might be a little bit of a conflict there, okay? So Pluto is rounding up its time in Capricorn. And then it's moving to your sign, okay? So you are going through massive, massive, massive transformations in the upcoming years, okay? And now it's in a beautiful trine with Uranus, and that's rounding up your 4th house. So you've been working a lot on your patterns, subconscious patterns. You've been healing a lot within yourself. Saturn in the 2nd house is all about your self-worth and what, your value, and it's restricting your money so you will value it even more, okay? So you're willing to work hard for it because later on you will have more money, okay? So traveling, studying, doing workshops, learning, reading, these are things that are going to be so important for you around this eclipse. Might go to a retreat, or you might go to a couples retreat even, or travel together with a partner. And this may or may not result in continuing a relationship, okay? Because this eclipse is only letting go of things that are not good for you, that are imbalanced, that are not right for you anymore, okay? If it is, then all good, right? Doesn't cut off everything. Like only cuts off. And that's why I say people don't have to worry, because why hold on to something that doesn't serve you anymore? Why hold on to that? And Pluto's gonna teach you how to let go and how we don't always have life in our own hands, in our own control. We have this grand water trine in Saturn, Mars and Venus. They're all in the houses of work, so there might be some changes happening as well. Take off your mask. Take off your mask, because Pluto is going to take off the mask. Trust me, I have Pluto on the ascendant. I know that it wants you to lift everything up, to take accountability, to really look within, and then it's gonna reward you, okay? Because it's not something you're doomed about. But yeah, enjoy your trip. If you're going on a holiday, look into your work, what you can do to improve. There might be new opportunities coming in, but it does require you to work hard. Family and tribe. What is your family and tribe? And maybe some of you find that in a different country, or you find that your friends are your family and tribe. Okay? Healing. You are healing. And with Jupiter in the 5th house, it's a great time for romance. It's a great time if you want to have kids, because we have family and tribe. So creating your own family, right? And so it's a good time to get pregnant, or, expand the family. It's a great time for creativity. Go after your hobbies. And, even traveling might open up more opportunities for hobbies for you. Alchemy. So you are really the alchemist right now. You have a huge opportunity for manifesting the things that you want to do. So take this day and manifest travel, do whatever it is that's gonna make you feel more aligned and more balanced with the universe. So that's my message for you, my amazing Aquarius. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below how this resonates with you, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Pisces. So Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this new moon, annular solar eclipse in the sign of Libra, in your 8th house. And the 8th house is about money, but this is not your own money. This is money, your partner's money, money from the government. So make sure to check your taxes, your papers, and that everything is balanced and in order, because it's really important to have that aligned. There could be money coming back because it's either cutting off money, taking money, or it's really giving you money back. So things are balanced again, okay? Because Libra likes things balanced. So it's important to have everything balanced. It's a great time for, couples therapy. Like if there are some bumps in the road in your relationship, couples therapy would be really, really good. Having great conversations with a partner, because the 8th house is squaring, so your new moon is squaring Mars in the 5th house. Are you with someone that is genuine? Is it more, sexual, or is it an actual relationship? So these need to be discussed. How serious are we? This is for the beginning stages. If you're already in a relationship with someone, discuss finances and how to divide everything, how we're going to manage everything. With Saturn in the 1st house, it's in a beautiful trine with Venus in the 9th and Mars in the 5th, okay? So for some of you, you're gonna go on a trip, and these discussions will come up during a trip, or if you're doing any type of workshop or hobby or something, there might be some ideas coming up that you want to suggest in your relationship. If you're single, it could be that somebody's coming back. Just make sure that this person is genuine and doesn't come back for something else, okay? So this is the time to really explore that. So Saturn now is around 14 degrees. So if you have Sun, Moon, and Rising around 14 degrees, Saturn is really going to transform you. It's taking out all the karmic cycles. And how do they do that? By making things difficult, making things hard. Like sometimes we need to make difficult and tough decisions. If you work hard and take tough decisions, it's going to reward you. Family wishes coming true. So we have Jupiter in the 4th house. So some of you are connecting well with family. Maybe you're traveling with family. Buying or selling a house. Expanding. Okay, if you don't want a baby, or if you're carrying one, be careful around this day. Don't do any crazy movements. Someone you know is undependable and sincere spiritual development. So for you, it's also time to rebalance relationships that are no longer working for you, okay? Because you're going in a new phase. You're taking things more serious. So who is maybe not right? Yeah, who do you need to let go of, right? So it's good to cut cords with people from the past lovers, past relationships, because you want to grow spiritually, Pisces. And how can you do that if you are still kind of attached to the past? This could be by still talking to people, but this could also be with energetic cords that you still have with them. So they keep coming up in your mind and you think that, this is over, or this is not over yet, or something like this. But it could be that you just think about them because of cords. And if once upon a time you match with each other again, the universe will put you together again, okay? So I really dislike this videos and these channels like get back your ex or go back with your ex. Like, no, you have to be with someone that values you. And do you want to go back with someone that maybe didn't value you? You're gonna make someone love you? No, you can attract someone similar, but you want someone who's better for you. And you cannot force someone to love you, okay? That's not how manifestation works. Sometimes they come back and you can turn it around. But the only way to have people attracted to you is by changing yourself. By even thinking and constantly thinking about them, you're pushing them away. The simplest thing to do is focus on yourself, do what you love, and they will come back. And if not, let the universe give you someone that is more suiting. That is really like, sometimes we think a past option was better, but then you meet someone new, you're like, yeah, maybe that wasn't the best option for me after all, okay? So you will have a lot of realizations, but yeah, spend time with family, take this trip if you want to travel. This could be really changing a lot on how you see the world, and you're ready to break these romantic cycles that are no longer working for you. That's my message for you, my amazing Pisces. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. If you would be interested in intuitive astrology retreats, you find more information in the description box below. And I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. Bless you.